Definitely need to wipe that. Oh, sorry, Fancy. Why does it... Which phone am I on? Damn, that's why. Let's see how it looks. Hey guys! Sorry, took me forever. I had like a little maintenance thing that I had to handle. Am I clear? Like, is the picture clear? I used the wrong phone. Hey Marcella, what's up, girl? How are you? Let's see. Oh. It's nice and clear and pretty. Okay, so I guess it's just a phone. Loving this. I love this little spot. Anyways, chose to do this in my room because we're getting, you know, we're getting real personal on this live. Yeah, that's gonna irritate me. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, this is so ghetto, but that's okay. I cannot stand that. My lashes are... These are actually my favorite lashes I ever did. I went to this girl that I've been wanting to go to for so long. She's a little pricey, but it definitely lasted until it didn't. It lasted longer than any other lashes I've had, though. So, it's about time for me to get some new ones. Okay, so let me just, before we get started, I am answering every single question that you guys asked, meaning past tense. We've done other lives where I let you guys ask questions. I put a couple posts up where I let you guys ask questions, and I even did a few posts on Instagram where I let y'all ask questions. So today I'm going to be answering all of those questions. If you have a new question, just because I kind of already have those in order and done, you will have to send a super chat. Otherwise, I'm not answering those questions today. Okay? So if you have like a burning question or I didn't answer something, how you need to know whatever it is, then you know how to do it. Send a super chat. But otherwise, I'm answering literally every single question, not just member questions. So the first question, this one I've just been getting lately, like a lot in the DM, is why did I say I was about to upload my first Glow Getters video and a couple other videos I promised, and then silence. The reason is because I actually broke my hard drive. I already had the videos edited and whatnot, but I broke my hard drive. Literally the worst thing ever. And I have two hard drives. I have a brand new one that's big, that like should be storage and be able to hold all of my content, but I hadn't transferred everything yet. Like, not my most recent. So I had to wait a few days, and I finally got my hard drive back. So we're back in action, guys. It's about that time. Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. Okay, so anyways, like I said, you guys, if you want to ask any new questions, I'm going to put it in the thing. Girl, I was so paranoid. I literally, for a week, I didn't know if I was going to get them back. I had to pay a lot of money to get them back. But I just had too many videos done. You know? Way too many videos. So... Okay, I'm going to pin that. How do I pin it? I know how to do it. There we go. So you guys know. Let's get into it. I already answered the first one. Ooh, another question. Someone just asked it in here, but this is also a question that was already asked. As far as your workouts, what is your weight goal? And I do not have an actual weight goal right now. My main goal is just to really be the best me that I can be. I know that sounds like so cliche, but it's true. And I mean mentally, because your mental health has a lot to do with your physical appearance, including weight. So mentally, physically, emotionally, and then when it comes to physically, I want to have the best endurance. I want to be the strongest I've ever been. I want to be the most healthy I've ever been, and I want to have the most self-control. I'm really working on mastery, personal mastery, okay? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to master being consistent and, you know, all of that stuff. As far as the weight, I don't have a weight goal. One thing I always do is I never say to myself, oh, I really want to get back to when I was 107 pounds. I never do that, because when you focus on something from the past, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, you'll be stuck in the past. Your best then, 107, may not be what your best is now. You know what I'm saying? You might be 113, but look even 20 times better than you did when you were 107. Do you see what I'm saying? So my goal is just to be the healthiest I've ever been, the most physically fit, have the best endurance I've ever had, and just really be at the top of my game where I've never been before. I'm not measuring up numbers. And thank you for the compliments on the weight and my body. Okay. Another question was, why don't you put out any more skits? I do. They just take forever to edit and write. And it's so hard. Making schedules and stuff. I also moved a little farther than I used to live from most of my friends and people. But I just wanted to really kind of revamp my channel. As you guys know, it took me a while to like really get back into YouTube after last year. You guys know I went through a breakup. I just really had to figure out who I was. That breakup had me feeling really lost. So as much as I love the men on my channel, I love you all. I love all my champions. I really want to focus on female-based comedy, you know? And I kind of went back and forth with it. Like, oh, men are going to, you know, like, let's say I did something about a gold digger, or like just, you know how women be thinking, you know what I mean? Men might get offended, but at the end of the day, it's comedy, and the things that I write aren't necessarily my true feelings. Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to figure out the best way for me to comfortably express myself and express the thoughts of other women so that they can relate. And hopefully the men like it too, but if not, you know, skedaddle. Just kidding, I love you all, stay. Aw, Art Fam. Women so that they can relate. Not my phone. Hold on, yeah. Hold on, before I leave, who can guess what I'm about to say I have to fix really quick? Happens every live. But I think we got a little time. Who knows? Okay, no one's answering, but my phone's gonna die. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Okay, I'm back. Eyelashes, I know. This one's got a little more, but I had allergies and stuff in between, you know what I'm saying? But they lasted almost, just about 3 weeks. And I love them. I really love them. No, not meal prep. Mental state. So, honestly, getting your lashes done is so easy, guys, because you just lay there. I go to sleep every time. I bring Gizmo, we lay down, and I'm knocked out. They said I don't snore. I don't know. Would they tell me the truth? Another question that I got is, would I ever think about having a clothing store? You guys know I have my line, Champ's Choice. You can go to thechampschoice.com, order your merch. Art, I have something I'm sending you. I'm just waiting for the new piece to come. It's about to be here. But I don't know if having like a storefront is ever something like, that was never like my dream. Like, oh, I would love to have a storefront. Now, to have my products in different department stores, different things like that, I think that's what I would really like. Maybe I'll do pop-up shops. I just recently went to a pop-up shop not that long ago, and it was really fun. And I was like, oh, this could be, you know, a fun idea, and then I can do it in different cities. But, yeah. Okay, so you understand completely. But yeah, so like I'm never gonna say never, but that was never I said it. I'm never gonna say never, but I definitely don't have that as a plan right now. Who knows? You know, I get randomly inspired to do things, and if I do, then that's what I'll go with. But I think right now my focus with Champ's Choice is just to bring you guys products that I would really use and have it be the best of that product in that lane, whatever it may be. Like eventually y'all will be sleeping on my couches, you know, or my sheets. You know what I'm saying? Kind of Martha Stewart-ish. Okay? Cooking with my pans. Giving your dogs my dog toys. Another question was, what does being a champion mean? And we're going to get into the juicy, so just hold your little horses. Being a champion is a mind state, and it's also a decision that you have to make every single day. Like, you don't just say I'm a champion. It's the actions that follow the words. And that's why it's so important when you guys have your Champ's Choice outfits on. It's basically a contract. It's like a contract that you're making with yourself. Because I would feel so weird to wear my Champ's Choice outfit and then be off making bad decisions. When you are in Champ's Choice, you are promising yourself that, hey, I'm going to live today to my very best. All of my goals, I'm going to reach the things on my list. I'm going to get those done. I'm going to be consistent. And I'm going to do everything to the very, very best of my ability. I'm not going to fall short to any weaknesses I have or like any temptations that do not align with my goals and me being my highest self. That's really what a champion is. Okay, it's living extraordinary over ordinary, not letting anybody else's thoughts, opinions, directions of how you're supposed to live your life dictate what you actually do. A lot of times people are projecting their own insecurities or their own personal limits onto you. And I'm open-minded. Most champions are open-minded. Now, we decide our own limits and projections, but we're the one deciding. If you go off of what everyone else says, go to school, get married, have kids, buy a house, do this, do that. Yeah, you'll have a good life probably, right? But will you really be that happy? Because you're going to have the same thing that he has and she has and she has and she has and everybody else has who followed that same path. Rather than thinking for yourself and picking and choosing what you want from other people, it doesn't mean we don't hear other people or advice, but we pick and choose. If you do the same thing that everyone does, you have ordinary. If you make your own decisions based off what works for you in life, you end up with extraordinary. Hence, extraordinary over ordinary. aka being a champion. Does that make sense to everybody? Oh, you're going in you going to Pasadena? That'll be nice. Aw, thank you. The best curls in the game. By the way, guys, let's get those likes up. Let's keep them coming because I know there's people joining and leaving. So if you're joining and haven't liked yet, hit that button for me, please. Another question is, oh my gosh, everyone wants to call me. Hey, I'm on live. Let me call right back. All right. That was Mike, you guys, who I used to shoot all of my car reviews with, which brings me to the next question. Why did you stop doing car reviews, and will you be doing any more? So this is a tough one, not because it's hard, like it's a hard answer, but because it's just like brings up some negative things for me. So I really did enjoy doing car reviews. It was fun for me. It was exciting. I like learning about them and then telling y'all about them and all the stuff. However, the surrounding of the car reviews for me, not so much. Like what was attached to it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you guys know about my last relationship. You guys know that's kind of who got me into that. Obviously, I did the work to make it all happen, but that's kind of who introduced me to that. And after I broke up with him, I just really wanted to clear my mind of any of that. Not necessarily that the cars were negative, but for me, it felt that anything attached to him was negative. If that makes any sense. With that being said, I still do like cars. I might do like driving videos and stuff. Probably not car reviews unless I get like a really awesome car that I've always wanted to review. I will do a full review and, you know, of the Jeep 4xe, which I drive now. If you guys don't know, that is the Jeep Wrangler Hybrid, gas and electric. One, the other, or both. You can choose. But I will do one of that just because I think it's a cool car and I want to share you guys what I'm doing with it. The next question to keep going with that was, will you be wrapping your car? And the answer is actually yes. I absolutely am wrapping my car. I just decided exactly how I want to do it. I just need to find the time to do it. You know what I mean? Hopefully I can get it wrapped when I'm out of town so that I won't be carless. I could always get a rental, but like, I really love driving my car, so I think my best option would be when I'm out of town. The reason it took me so long with that is the same thing. Like, I just had so many negative feelings towards that whole past situation that I was like, I didn't want anything to do with cars at all. For a while, I didn't even want to drive. I was like, no, passenger princess, I can't. You know? When really that should have been a super exciting time for me. You know what I'm saying? Getting my own car, getting it in my name, doing it all on my own. First owner, all that. Like a car that I always wanted. I feel like that should have been a super exciting time for me. And it was actually just a little bit less exciting for me. But nonetheless, we're going to move forward. Yeah, it's like sometimes you got to cleanse yourself of all of that stuff. The next question is, what is one lesson or piece of advice that you have learned while living in LA that you would like to share with others? So this one is really personal to me. I think it just depends. Like, I've said it to other people and they've kind of debated me, but for me personally, a lesson that I've learned, and I think God sends everybody different lessons. One of the lessons that I learned is have a focus and stay focused on your focus. Do what you gotta do to get by, but don't get so wrapped up in the promises of other people in LA and, oh, if you do this, then eventually you'll be able to do this. You know, deep down, like, we all have that like center compass that like lets us know, are we going the right way, are we not? And the more we learn to listen to that, the better off we are. I've done so much different work. I've done bartending, cocktail serving. I have done assistant work. Y'all saw me do assistant work on Sweetie Pies. You guys, I also did assistant work for someone else, and it really, the thing is, you got to remember, at least for me, yeah, I made some great connections and different things like that, but let's say when I was an assistant, those connections that I made, they remember me as being an assistant, not being the actress that I want to be, not being the business owner that I want to be. And for me personally, I think it would have been more beneficial had I stayed to just acting roles. If I needed to, working in a restaurant, if I needed to, you know, for some spare money, whatever it is. But I would have gotten to where I'm at quicker, and I would have gotten way farther quicker had I stayed focused on my focus. A lot of, like, another thing I did was I worked on a movie and I shot background B-roll, like just background stuff, behind the scenes. Aw, thank you, Art. We got a $10 super chat. If you have a question, Art, you can ask it now and I'll answer your new question. But I'm going to finish this one. But also, thank you for that. And if you have a question, ask it. But I just think that, like, so I did background, I shot behind the scenes. That's what I did. And, you know, they told me, like, you know, my friends and other people were like, oh, well, you'll probably get to meet the director and this person and that person. But ever since then, the only thing they've ever called me for really is just shooting behind the scenes. I don't want to do that. I came to LA. I'm not 1,000 miles away from my family by myself with just my kids, Fancy and Gizmo, to, aw, thank you, Marcella. I love you guys. I appreciate that because I really am sharing some of my deep things with you. Another super chat. Both of you guys, if you have a question, feel free to ask it and I will answer it in this video. You know, there's always that promise of maybe they'll see me and put me in the, but you know what would have been better had I just stayed doing what I was doing. If you know that you're meant to do something, don't get too distracted. If it takes up too much time to where you can't put out your content, let's say you want to be a content creator, then find another way. That's being very ordinary, just listening to what other people are telling you. You've got to do your own thing. You've got to live extraordinary over ordinary, and that would have been a much more extraordinary choice. Sometimes the more extraordinary choice is harder. Reason being because not a lot of people have done it. But if it's made for you, then it's made for you. Do I normally, Marcella asked a question, and she said, do I normally have moderators for my channel? No, I actually don't. I probably should. Why? Are you interested? We would have to have a conversation about like what I do and don't allow. You know, but I probably will need one eventually. Do I ever go to, and then Art Fam said, do I ever go to Santa Ana to watch the horse races? No, but I totally would. You guys know that I love horses. I got my love of horses and riding from my birth mom. Oh, yours, am I answering the wrong question? I'll answer both for you. But no, but I would. What was your question? They're moving too fast. OMG, why is this not like, okay. How do you stay on your grind without being Holly weird? To be honest with you, I've always been a very humble person. I've always had confidence, and sometimes, like, that's one thing I'm working on, having confidence, but I never want to make anyone else feel bad. Like, one thing that I truly do want to be known for is always being kind to everybody. Now, I got a temper. I have a temper, but I'm working on it. And I really do want to always be known for just being kind, being sweet to others, and just, you know, all of that. Okay. Right. That's why I said I would have to have a conversation with someone if they were a monitor. You know what, Carol? We might be able to do that. We might be able to do that. Okay, so let's get back on track. Hold on. Y'all gonna kill me. I literally have to grab one more charger, okay? Sorry, I was all distracted with the maintenance here. Okay. Where is my computadora charger? Okay, guys, I got it. Dang, I'm gonna have to. Oh, I got it. I'm plugging it up, guys. Just hold on. Thank you for being so amazing and patient and always putting up with my shenanigans. Okay, we're all plugged in. Let's get back to it. Hey guys, make sure you're smashing that like button as y'all are coming in. I really did just knock it off the charger. There you go. I can grab it with my toe because I'm so talented. All right. You guys, any requests or anything in this live? I see more questions and stuff, but I've been asking you guys what questions you had. Gizmo, don't play with that right now. I have been asking you all what questions you had, literally in multiple lives, different stuff like that. Please send a super chat if you would like me to answer your questions. I'm answering everything. There are really no questions. Gizmo, come here. Come over here. Come here. He won't walk by certain things. He's so random. Come up here. Come on. Come get it. Come get it, toy. Get it, toy. Come on up. He's not coming. So, Art Bam with another 5-ball. We love you for that. Do you have another question? Oh, you want to see Gizmo? You want me to go get him? Is that your question? Go get Gizmo? I will. I just want to make sure that's your question. Yo, I've tried something new on my hair, and it's actually really coming together, and it was quick and easy. Trey, if you have a question, you just heard me say it, you've got to send a super chat. Okay. Is that what you want me to do? I'm trying to work on my posture, guys. It's so bad. Okay, I'll grab Gizmo. Okay, you miss him? Come here, Bubba. Come on. He got new toys. Oh, I should totally show you guys all of the toys he got with their money. This is one of them. We subscribed to BarkBox. This is not an ad. They send you like monthly toys and treats. So we got him a little membership for that. And I don't know what this is. My dad said it's supposed to be onion rings and fries or like dip. I don't know. I thought it was a mop of some sort. I don't know. All the other stuff was food though. So I guess the onion rings and dip kind of does make more sense. Gizmo, can you just say hi to them? Tell them you got a haircut and you look handsome. Okay, I love you. Fancy's there laying down, but we'll show her later. Go get that toy. And he's gone. Oh gosh. OAC with the question. Let me answer that. Shout out to you for sending another 5-ball. What's up with you and Cornell, Nelly, the comedy skit dude? I thought I saw you went off on him. Are y'all good now? When did you see me go off on him? I'm gonna answer that, but I want you to answer me first. When did you see that? A bloomin' onion from Outback. Maybe it is. I've never had that. I just started liking onions, guys. In my last trip to Punta Cana. No, I love them. OAC, hit me with the response for that. Please and thank you. All questions. I don't care how much you are on my channel. If you have a new question, you need to send a super chat. Because I've been asking you guys for over a month if you had any questions for this Q&A. Okay, he answered me. What did he say? Why is it being like this? Like, why is my... There we go. Online, I think on Instagram. So yeah, I totally actually did go off on him on Instagram. You know what? I'll just put it to you like this. We are not friends. We 9 times out of 10 never will be, just because I don't really need any of that in my life. Part of being a glow getter, make sure you guys join the membership. It's just, it's not wishing bad on anyone, but understanding that you outgrow certain people, certain friendships, and a lot of the way that others treat you is more of a reflection of themselves than it is of you. And I just don't tolerate anybody who doesn't treat me in a good way. I don't care who you are, friend, family, relationship, you're out of there. One strike, you're out, buddy. Okay? Because I'm very clear with what I deal with in the beginning. And I don't deal with any nonsense. No, I actually didn't know if you just knew people I knew who maybe told you, or if you saw that Instagram, but that was a long time ago. It's funny, I actually put that last little, what's it called? Reel up that he was in. That was the last day I was ever his friend. I actually put it up after I decided not to be his friend ever again. But that's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes people will change, but that doesn't mean just because they change, they should ever have access to you again. Moving on. I still wish him the best and the most success. I remind you of your ex. She must be a baddie. A boss. Good. Carol said, good. Don't take nothing from no one. We need to make sure we stand up for ourselves. We do. Which, by the way, is going to be the whole topic of a video that I have coming out soon. I hope people really listen to what I'm saying before they just get to judging. Watch the whole thing. Because it's really something weighing on my heart. And I'm going to be touching like on a few things. There was a girl who accused, now I'm drawing a blank. um, a certain DJ, a very popular DJs all over the world, of like almost giving her AIDS or something, and then Krishan Rock and Blueface, that situation. And I listened to the one girl's whole interview, not Krishan's, the other girl, back to the other girl. I listened to the whole interview, and I just have some thoughts on that. And then thoughts on Krishan Rock's situation. And I just think that there's a bigger picture to all of it. And we're so focused on these specific situations that we're missing the bigger picture that can prevent everything. We have to take care of our daughters and teach them right. Okay, so moving forward. And never. I know I say never, but that's a never. That one is a never. Okay, guys, don't forget, any more questions, you need to send a Cash App to $WatchDanielle or a super chat. And I do agree with OAC. I stay away from allegations, people too quick to have opinions on things before we all know details. And that's true. That's so true. But that's why it's crazy, because I feel that my opinion, regardless of knowing details, I feel that there are steps and things that women are not taught young enough or in at all that can help them in certain situations. Stuff's going to happen. We're all going to make mistakes. And I'm not here to say who's right or wrong. In both of those situations that I'm going to talk about, I'm not talking about who's right or wrong. I'm talking about prevention. You know what I mean? Because I think if certain things were taught to women and men, the entire world and how it reacts would be different. But we're focusing on women right now. Okay. That's so crazy. I am not answering Big Dog's questions, but that was literally my next question is, Champ, do you ever want to have babies? I do. It's crazy. I didn't always want to, but now it's like I low-key really do. It's weird. So weird. When did I start wanting to have a baby? Around the time, like a little bit over a year ago. That was one of the reasons I was like, let me leave this situation, because I knew that would be miserable. Miserable. That would be the worst possible situation for that. So, you know what I'm saying? If there's anything that the pandemic has taught us, it's that life is short. And this is also another one of the questions. What did you learn through the pandemic, and was it hard for you? I think it was hard for me. I made a lot of poor decisions. And but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I think that life is so short and nothing is promised. That whole pandemic, I did not go home to see my family because my parents are older. And apparently we were in LA, like the epicenter of it. And I think that I was scared to bring them anything. Like, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. But also, who knows? What if they got it and I never got to see them? You know what I mean? And something happened. Like, there are a lot of people who died from COVID. And I also had, like, a couple friends. I had family members who died of COVID. And I had other people who... Right, Carol, let them know. You got the super chat. You got to send another one. I also had friends who died for other reasons, but it was all in like a very condensed time. I even just had a younger cousin who died, and it just made me really realize, like, also along with getting closer to God and having a deeper focus, that if I died right now, I want to be around the people that when I got to Heaven's Gate and God's like, so did you appreciate your life? I didn't want to be like, no. I spent my whole time with people who degrade me or people who don't appreciate. No. If you died right now, would you be happy knowing that you spent your last seconds with whoever you spent it with or doing whatever you were doing? Big dog, you gotta send a super chat, okay? You got to send a super chat. Period. It's the only way. Okay, guys, smash that like button as y'all are coming in. The Alan Patterson. I'm ready for a baby frozen hot cocoa date. And that was another, I'm going to answer 2 questions because that's the Dunkin' Donuts thing, right? Keep asking why I haven't tried that yet. I am literally on a diet. And I am working so hard to reach certain goals. Y'all know my birthday's coming up and I'm going to look delicious on it. But also like just personal goals, you know? I'm really only having like 1-2 cheat days a month. So on my next cheat day, I will try it. But we are not there yet. Oh, you said you ready for a baby with me. Well, I don't even know you like that. You're such a great supporter and everything, but you know what I'm saying? That takes time. B-Day end of October. Mine's October 1st. As y'all see, look. Abs getting ready to come. I have been working out. I'm not playing around, guys. I don't have time to just be eating frozen stuff like that. You better off asking me on an acai bowl date. Or a salad date. Not funny? Am I the only one who thinks I'm funny? Thank you, Marcella. One of my beautiful, amazing members. Gizmo, you want to come up again? Come on. Ooh, don't knock nothing down. Okay, hi, Bubba. My co-pumpkin, I love him so much. All right, so now we're going to get into a couple questions. I want to keep this segment, this little piece, short because I don't want it to be like the main topic of this Q&A because it's really just such a small segment of my life. I have a couple questions. The first one was, are you dating right now? Or do you have a boyfriend? Are you in a relationship, single? What is it? I am single and ready to mingle, but not looking to mingle. What does that mean? I really love my life right now. I love what I've created. I love the people. Gizmo, the licking. As soon as he heard me say single and ready to mingle, he was like, no, 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 just me. Just relax. You're always going to be my son. Even if I have real kids. I'm going to love you just the same and give you the same amount of attention, okay? Sit down. Can you lay down like your sister? Come here. Can you lay down like your sister? Okay. Meaning I have an extraordinary life, something that I've built. It took me a long time to just build something that I love, that I'm proud of, that even if I have to work every single day, I'm doing something I like. And that's great. I would love to find somebody, right, that I could be with forever and ever and have kids with and work on my business with. But I would really like somebody that is going to, oh, that's the next question. I'll answer that next. Anyways, long story short, I have built an amazing life so that regardless of what happens, I'm good. And I'll be happy. I have amazing, amazing people around me right now. And it's, for example, I think I've said this to you guys before. It's like I have a cake. If my life was a cake. Gizmo, stop playing with that. Matter of fact, it's red velvet cake because red velvet cake is my favorite. Now, here's the thing. I got everything on this cake I want. It's the best one in the world, okay? I don't really care for sprinkles. I don't mind having sprinkles, but I don't really care for sprinkles, okay? But if I do have sprinkles, they better be the best damn sprinkles in life. aka a man. Man is sprinkles, okay? They better be the very best sprinkles in life. Seriously. And they better not only be the best sprinkles in life, but they better go with my cake. I'm not forcing nothing with my cake because it's so damn good by itself. Does that make sense? It's kind of how I feel about a relationship. I'm not even looking for one. I'm open to receiving love in a relationship and all that stuff, but I'm not looking. I am whole. Okay? Do y'all have any more questions that y'all want to ask me? I still have more that I need, but send in a super chat if there's anything y'all want to know. I agree. That's all I'm going to say to that. Thank you. The next question is, what do you look for in a man? So I look for a man who is chivalrous. I believe that chivalry is not dead. A man who is romantic. A man that is a problem solver. I'm a problem solver, but it would be nice to have two problem solvers. I would like a man that is a provider. And provider doesn't mean he provides everything. Now, if you can go on and do it, because I'm going to save my money in case something happens with you, you don't never got to worry, is my wife not going to know what to do? No, not only going to know what to do, but you can take however long you need, not want, however long you need off of work if you broke your leg or you had surgery, and the family is going to be good. Know that. Because 9 times out of 10, what I buy right now anyway is just stuff that I put right back into my business, stuff that makes me money. Truly. That's literally how I spend my money right now. You don't see me out buying no purses. And if I do, I can buy it like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. That's the only reason I'm willing to spend that money. Thank you, Alan Patterson, for a 5 ball. I appreciate you. I'm going to get to your question in 1 second. Let me finish this one. But by a provider, I mean, I feel that a provider is able to do the right things even when he doesn't want to. I don't just want a hustler, right? I want a provider, a man who has discipline and is able to do the right things. And I really want someone who is able to be honest with me all the time. Upfront and honest. That is such a turn on because I am so open-minded. It's like, and then once I find out you lied, it's just like, damn. I will never treat you the same. Never ever. Okay, so Danielle said she got to get to know me first. What do you need to know about me before we procreate? LOL, I'm willing to get to know you if interested. Honestly, it would just have to go with the flow of my life. What does it say? I would have to get to know you and see, are you that person for me? And the most important thing for me before I have kids with anyone is I need to be able to know that whether we stay together or not, because life happens. Hopefully we do stay together and I'm going to stay positive. But either way, I need to know that you're going to be able to step up and do what you need to do. And I'm going to be able to step up and do what I need to do. I don't want anyone who constantly is toxic or triggers me to bring out my old toxic behaviors. Y'all don't know, but I used to be crazy. A nutcase with the shits. And I've come so far that I'm permanently tired and can't do that stuff anymore. But I don't want anyone who's tempting me to do that type of stuff either. You know? I'm crying, Willie E. Coyote or whatever. Wiley Coyote. I don't know. That was funny. Okay. Oh, we got more. You glad you got me thinking? There we go. Okay. So while we're on the topic of relationships, I didn't want to answer this question, but I did say I was going to answer all of the questions. Was your last relationship real, or were you a hired girlfriend? The worst part about answering this question is that it's actually, I find it what just happened? Okay, it just messed up. Okay. Shout out to Big Dog with the $1.99. Give me a second. Let me finish this. It's embarrassing because it actually was real, and I just think that whole pandemic time I wasn't in my right mind. And then I think being with someone who was not healthy for me didn't help me anymore. Like, I was already freaking out. You guys don't understand. I thought the world was really ending. And I couldn't go home because I didn't want to get my family sick. So I really thought that the world was ending. And I knew on our very first date that he was not the guy for me. So I blame myself. Even though he did a lot of things wrong, I completely blame myself. Because I knew I'm supposed to be with him. You've got to listen to... Ladies, we have to listen to that voice within, because we be knowing. And a lot of things can be prevented. I can't wait to make that video for you guys. But yeah, it was real. I think that's the most embarrassing thing. But then again, I shouldn't be embarrassed of what I went through. I should just know not to do it again. And hopefully at some point, I want to be able to express the things that happened then and like different stuff, because I want to be able to help other women. But I also don't want to put anybody down. Even if the truth does put people down. I want to do it in the best way, because my intention is never to hurt anybody. Ever. I'm not going to comment on that because I think it's even deeper than what you think. What was the question? Somebody sent me a super chat. Why won't it let me go? Big Dog said, have you ever been to Nashville? No, I haven't. But I used to watch this show called Nashville that I would totally... I'll go. Isn't that like the place of country music? Y'all know I'm adopted by white people. I'm eclectic. I listen to anything. We all make sideways decisions in relationships. The key is getting out and learning from it. No shame in anything you've done. You clearly take charge like a boss. Period. And okay, I'm gonna try to combine what you just said, Carol, with a question someone else had. They asked me, why did it take so long for me to leave you know who, and was it because I was being paid? No. I think one of the hardest things was that it got so public, right? And I often fall in love with people's potential, which means you're technically not really in love with that person at all. But I have to stop making decisions based off of people's potential and start making decisions based off of what they're showing me now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people never meet their full potential. And I think I went into like a damage control thing, and this is going to get into some of the other questions. I went into like damage control. Like, you guys saw certain interviews that he did, or like, what is it? podcasts, things like that. And he said certain things about me or our relationship when we were actually broken up. And I think that I just wanted damage control. Not only did I have people like on the internet saying things about me, but I had my own family calling me, like cousins and aunts, like, yo, are you really a part of that or putting up with that? And they're like, I wouldn't say in the spotlight, but I've been in entertainment my whole life. Like I've always, from the time I was a kid. And I think that like, especially as a kid, you're taught to like keep your reputation very pristine, keep it cut and clean. And I just went into like damage repair mode and tried to make it work even more when I should have just been like, good day, sir. So I think that was it. And then also I didn't want to hear about him in every damn video. Like it even, like it's a Q&A, so like we're getting everything out on the table now, but like even other videos, people are constantly saying something about it. Hence the reason I didn't want to do any car reviews for the longest. It just, the constant reminder, and then like the way that I was portrayed out of his mouth when things were false or like that's not what it was, it was just really hard for me. And I just wanted to fix it before I left, which I don't think even really makes that much sense, or might not make that much sense to you, but at the time for me, I think I was just so humiliated I wanted to do damage control. If that makes any kind of sense. It's just how I felt, okay? Sometimes feelings don't make sense. This is the last main thing. If you guys have any more questions about that relationship or anything, y'all gotta put it in a super chat, because I really don't like talking about it. But I will for a super chat. What did he say? Hold on. It's freezing. 1 second. Okay. Thank you, Carol. I agree. I am better than that. And I think also sometimes us staying, sometimes we want to fix people. We want to help people. I'm such a helper. But sometimes doing that is doing more damage, and it's just enabling. And here we go. Midas Touch said, I honestly thought it was your sugar baby relationship, champ. No offense, because you're friends with a lot of IG models, and some of that can be the type of business. So here's the real thing. And this was the question of the last main question I was going to answer. Send any super chats or cash apps if you want to me to answer a question. This is literally how the question is phrased. Why were you so unappreciative not having his house cleaned up when he is taking care of you and providing as a high value man? That is the stuff that would kill me, because number one, I paid all of my own bills. That man never paid my rent. I never lived with him. I paid all of my own bills. And it was portrayed online, like certain things, like even when I bought, thank you for the super chats, Willie, Coyote, and Art Fam. I'm gonna get to them in 1 second. I appreciate you guys and I love you. Even when it came to that Versace robe, y'all remember the Versace robe? Some people online are writing like, oh, it's just a Versace robe, like it's not super expensive. I think he said the same thing, or maybe he said it just to me. I don't think he said it online, but he still carried it in a video and gave it to me as if he bought it. He never said the words "I bought it," but in his video, he just acted it out. All he did was carry it up from the mailroom. I'm the one paid for it. We just shipped it to his house. I shipped it to his house because that's where I was at most of the time. Still have my apartment, still paying all my own bills. Yeah, he bought a lot of groceries. There you go. He did buy groceries. Thank you, the Lord Jesus. Thank you. He did buy Gizmo. I had to buy Gizmo, then he gave me the money for Gizmo. He did give me money one time, but he never paid my rent, never paid my bills. I was giving him $1,000 every single month for my Hellcat. And he still didn't update. I still got to go to court now. He still didn't update the damn tags and all the stuff that needed to be done. So everybody stop saying that to me, because that's the most annoying thing ever. As if I was a sugar baby for him. There's nothing wrong with being a sugar baby. If you're doing it, do it, girl. But in that situation, I was genuinely there. I was genuinely nice, and I genuinely cared for him. And he was not a provider for me whatsoever. He did not lead me whatsoever. If he did, I would have been let off a cliff or into shark-infested waters, you know? So that's what that was. And I'm not here to put anybody down, but I'm speaking on my experience. One of the reasons I decided to even talk, or to even allow these questions now, is because I have taken long enough to heal. And I can do it now without being spiteful. I feel that it's okay, and I have the right to answer any questions. As long as my experience, I'm not putting any of his personal secrets out. I just think that I have that time to heal, and I'm allowed to do it. You know? Willie Coyote, did you say anything? Any questions? I don't see one. Well, thank you for the $5. If you did have a question, go back and ask it so I can see it. Midas Touch said no woman with morals or integrity should ever be a sugar baby. I disagree with that. If that works for you to be a sugar baby, then go ahead, girl or boy, live extraordinary over ordinary. If it's mutually beneficial and you're okay with it, and going to sleep at night, it's not going to bother you, and it's going to make you feel good, who am I to tell you what to do? That's my thought on that. Pris, what's up, girl? I just seen you're in here. Art fam. $5. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chats, guys. I appreciate everybody today. Let's keep them coming, and I'll keep answering more questions. I don't think you had a question, but Carol did say no one going into a relationship unless they think there's value, and it's a process to realize when it's not. And that's a fact. And also, I think that we should never be entering relationships unless we are whole, because that's how I got in that last relationship. You know what I'm saying? I was on a really good path when I met him. Instagram was going up. YouTube was going up. All of my stuff was going up. My money was going up. And then I plateaued when I got with him. And I think that's because I don't blame it on him, but I blame it on myself. I think if we're not whole, if we haven't completed that self-work and we get with someone else, I think that it will hurt us more negatively. You know what I mean? We'll end up, like I said, we'll end up plateauing. Carol had a question. And that was the other thing that killed me. Just like being told that he made me, or like I'm not smart, I shouldn't think for myself, things like that. The worst is that he made me. Like, that's what he would say. And I just think that the truth is, I did learn a lot of things from him, like certain things about how to start your merch, stuff like that I am appreciative for. But I do think that regardless, had I just been stronger within myself, and I will in the future, you know, you live and you learn. I wouldn't know all this if I didn't do it. I would have gotten a lot farther. I would have been farther in my niche now, having more comedy videos out, more beauty videos, more curly hair videos. Shout out to what I use today. I'm totally going to have to do like a video on what I use in my hair, because this is bomb. I'm also going out tonight. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at That's Big Champ. I'm wearing one of those outfits from Outcast Clothing. But yeah, where's my phone? Anyways, I just think that I would have gotten there regardless. I had a lot of great friends around me. I was hanging out with G Wayne a lot. I have Virgil, who teaches me all kinds of things about YouTube. Is one of my really dearest friends. Him and his wife, Marissa. I love them. And I just think that I would have gotten where I needed to go quicker and less painful. Not dealing with that. Although I am appreciative for, Gizmo. And learning the things I learned about merch. But all this stuff I could have learned without. Okay. Even getting sidetracked with the cars. I think it would have been more beneficial for me had I did that on my own, not through him. Because it just became a painful sore type of vibe. Even when I left. It was just like, a sore. I don't want to. And now I've healed and I'm able to go back to cars. But for a while it was hard. That's why I didn't rep my car for so long. Excuse me, guys. These allergies. It's about time I take my medicine. Okay. Carol, what is your question? What is my creative outlet? My favorite creative outlet? Performing. Whether it be acting, singing, or dancing. Like the actual part of performing. Now especially when it comes to being a content creator, there's different parts of that. Like I got to write the script. I've got to shoot it and edit it. But for me, my favorite part is the performing part. Not all that other stuff. I do enjoy that other stuff. But my favorite part is the part where I'm actually doing the act of the performance. Whatever that may be. Okay, another question that I had is, what do I think a high value man is? I think that a high value man, Carol will talk about being a mod. I think that a high value man is a man who is strong in his faith, strong in his hustle, his leadership. A man that will lead you and do the best interest, not only for him, but for the team. You know what I mean? I think it's a man that's able to do the right thing or what needs to be done always, not just when he wants to be. For sure. I think it's, you know what I'm saying? You might not want to get up and go to work, but you got to. You know what I'm saying? There are so many temptations out there in the world, but I think it's so much more high value. Now, if you want to have an open relationship, you can. If you don't have to. But I think it's much more high value to actually be able to withstand that urge than be like every other man and be ordinary and just give in to temptation. Because isn't that pretty ordinary, which makes you not high value? High value is being able to do what others cannot. Cream of the crop, top of the top. Not basic crabs in a bucket of barrel. How you say it? Crabs in a bucket? Bottom of the barrel? Typical? Typical is not high value. I think it's also, one thing I think a lot of high value men, or so-called, do not that call themselves that but don't really have the quality is they think that just having money is enough. Or they think that their woman has to be below them. I think that A high quality man is always pushing his woman higher. And the same thing with a high quality woman. And you know what's crazy to me? I just want to touch, this wasn't a question, but it's just something I'd like to add. A lot of people think that, like, I would only date a man who can provide everything. Now listen up. I'm not paying all the bills and I'm not going 50-50. I'm just not doing it. I can go 50-50 with a roommate. Now, you want to be my roommate or you want to be my man? What do you want to be? But I don't think that you should have to pay for everything. And I think that there are more forms of payment than just monetary too. I accept more forms of payment. If you keep me feeling so good all the time, stress-free, being my peace, I'm able to create better. I'm able to perform better. I'm going to do better in my auditions. And I ultimately will go farther in life. And I think that that's just as valuable as you paying every single one of my bills, helping me be successful. All right, guys, does anyone have any more questions? Sandra Sutton said she wants to see me in a dramatic role. I do too. I should book gigs in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm actually trying out for some. I love you guys. Smash that like button. Does anyone else have any more questions? I got like 5 more questions left that I have already written down. The next one was, how old were you when you were adopted? I was adopted in 5th grade, but I knew the champions since I was 1, and then I went back and forth with a custody battle because I was such a hot commodity. Yeah. This question I'm sick of answering. I don't know why y'all keep asking it, because I say it all the time. How tall are you? 4 feet and 10 inches of serious. Midas Touch, you're going to have to send a super chat if you want me to answer your question. Okay, guys? If you have a question, you must send a super chat. That is the only way. Because I gave you guys so many chances to send in questions for this on multiple occasions. On Instagram, on YouTube, multiple occasions. Do I ever show how my biological mom looks? No. I haven't. Would I? I don't know. That's something so dear to my heart. I don't know if I'm letting anyone hear that. Okay. So now a couple more questions that I was a little nervous to answer, but I feel like it doesn't really matter. It's my life, it's my story, and I can do it if I want. Sweetie Pies, let's touch base on that. 2 different questions. I'm going to kind of combine them as one. Where were you when you found out about the charges of Tim Norman? And the other question is, did you believe it, or do I think he did it? You know, my allergies, I'm so sorry. That's so gross. So unladylike. So if you guys don't know, I was on a television show on the Oprah Winfrey Network called Welcome to Sweetie Pies. I was on multiple seasons. Sadly, one of the main characters, who I played his assistant, apparently the courts say murdered his nephew. He murdered for hire. That's what it was. We won't get too much into it. Where was I when the news broke for that, when I found out about it? I was actually I was getting my hair braided, and I happened to I had a weird feeling. Y'all don't be knowing, but I am seriously psychic. I had a weird feeling, and I got on the internet, and the first thing that popped up, right when you open Instagram, it said the headlines. So and then like all of a sudden my phone started going. Do I think he did it? I don't know. Inside of me, it doesn't feel right to answer that if I haven't sat through the whole trial and looked at all the facts. I have not, because it's a sad situation and I liked Andre. I was only around him a few times, but he was very kind and very sweet every single time. I will say, though, that I wasn't shocked. You know, it wasn't something that I knew of or anything, but like hearing the news and reading the headline, it did not seem like something that couldn't happen. That's all I'll say about that. My next question is, do you still talk to anybody from Sweetie Pies? I've answered this quite a few times. I love Charles. I still like Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie's a very sweet woman. I don't really talk to Miss Robbie. She may, I don't know. I don't know how she would feel about me answering those questions. But that's why I never speak on it too much. Either way, even in the past, if you guys have seen, I've only spoke on it and said, pray for all the parties involved. Like either way, it's a sad situation all around. Pray for all of them, because that's just so sad. And I literally want nothing but the best for everybody. I do speak to Charles still. I still speak to Bruce. And every once in a while, I speak to Chef Clark, which is crazy because we did not get along on the show. Next question was, were you really always fired? So I really was fired, but it was for TV, if that makes any kind of sense. A lot of times, Tim would just do things just to get a rise out of us or get a certain reaction, and it would really make me mad because, as you guys know, I'm an actress, and I actually auditioned for that. I had never been an assistant before in my life. Literally, my friend Danielle had called me. He was like, hey, I have an audition for you. It's for a TV show. Just come. And I was like, okay, well, what do I wear? He was like, just dress like you. Mind you, I met him in the club, Danielle. So I'm thinking, okay, dress like me. So I got a crop top on, some heels, some jeans. I am not in assistant wear. And I still got it somehow, obviously, because I'm a star. And then I was supposed to be a one-time person, and they kept me around. Marcella with the 5 ball. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that. Let me know if you have any questions. I love you and I appreciate you for the support. But yeah, those are the people I've kind of lost my train of thought. Those are the people who I keep in contact with. Oh, that's a good question. Marcella asks, were you friends with Love and Slim? Obviously, I was invited. I think it was Slim's birthday that one time. I have no problem with Slim. He still is a reminder a lot of you know who. Jazz was very sweet to me, always. I wouldn't say we were like great friends because we never like went and hung out separately by ourselves. But yeah, my allergies. I do wish nothing but the best for them because I do like both of them genuinely a lot. I wish they would post more. Back when I was subscribed because it would be fun to watch. But yeah. I think Jazz, there's even a point in time when Jarvis and I broke up and I still wanted to stay together. I don't know why. And I would reach out to Jazz and she was very kind and compassionate, and yeah, I'll always be supportive of her because of that. She's a very nice lady. Okay. All right, I'm going to finish up these Sweetie Pies questions, get them done. Did I enjoy being on that show? So I loved being on the show, right? Because I'm an entertainer. I love performing. It's what I do. What I didn't like was that there was just the manipulation. You know, Tim thinking he had to do one thing or do this to get a reaction. When y'all forgot, I auditioned. If you want me to cry, you can literally just tell me that right before and I can do it easily. So I think that was the hardest part about it. And like having people think it's my real life, you know, because I think after that, I really did get a restaurant job for a while. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't work there long, but one of the managers was like, "Oh, I wouldn't if I would have watched the clips from your show, I probably wouldn't have hired you." And I'm like, "Well, it's a show. It's not real. Like these are fake situations, real reactions, but fake situations, things that would never happen, you know." um, while I am appreciative of being on the show, I think that we as people need to learn when to let go of situations. And I think that if I did it over again, I would have left earlier. Only because sometimes when we hold on to things, it's because we're not having enough faith in ourselves. And that was a somewhat toxic situation, you know? And I would have gotten farther in my acting career had I just left that and went on other auditions and did other things. I am forever grateful for the experience, but I do think that being on that show while I moved here kind of formed a dependency on it. And the only roadblock truly was me, because I could have just left and started auditioning for other things. And look at me, all on my own. I make way more money now than I did on Sweet Pies. I'm not even on a show at this moment. So I think that goes to say that know when to leave things. And a lot of people would tell me, like even friends, like, "Oh, but this could open doors for other people or for other opportunities and people to see you." But remember that that's the same thing of when I was the assistant for somebody else. This can open doors for this and this can open. At the end of the day, if it's not the right thing, if it's not going towards your goal, why am I going to be 1,000 miles away from my family? Not to be miserable. And I was miserable a lot of that time. I was very sad and depressed during that time. All right, guys. That is all of my questions for now. Does anybody have any more questions for me before I leave? If you do, please send a super chat. I have to get ready to go out tonight. I'm about to look super freaking cute. Adorable. Another thing that I just want to add is that I know I've touched base on my last relationship. I know that I've talked about Sweetie Pies and some of the things were negative. But at the end of the day, I was to blame for all of that. I stayed in Sweetie Pies too long. I stayed in that relationship too long. At the end of the day, we control the way people treat us with what we put up with. I know that lesson now, and I don't want to put anybody down. That's not my goal. I wish the best for everybody. All of my exes I've ever had, I wish the best for. And everybody on that show, every single person on that show, I wish the best for. I just think you got to have faith in yourself. And remember I was saying before, a high value man does what needs to be done, even if they don't feel like it. Same thing with a high value woman. For me to blossom into this high value woman that I am, I know now that even if it's hard or I'm scared, I still need to do what needs to be done. And deep down, we always know what that is. It's just, are you willing to do it? Do you have the discipline? That's Champ's choice. Extraordinary over ordinary. Okay, one more question. The other one was about my curls. So I can't answer this entire question. All of my styling products and The question was, what do you style your hair with, and how do you get them so defined? I will tell you this, I have a wash and go routine, and I will put that out soon. I also have a refresh routine. It's part of how I sleep that keeps my curls defined and able to last more days. And then the third thing is sometimes I do another, not a wash and go, but it is a defining. I say it's not a wash and go because I think when I think of wash and go, I think wash your hair, apply product, and go. It's supposed to be quicker, not a full style. The second one for styling is it's really like a process, and it is styling your hair. And it's called the shingling method. And that gives you if you guys can go look it up now on YouTube, and there's videos on videos on videos. I first learned about it from Terry LaFleche. I think that's how you say her name. Her curls were like my best. I bought her book, all of that stuff. But that gives you the most defined curls in the world. But stay tuned for those because I'm going to be putting them up soon. Okay, 2 more questions. Big Dog said, put me on your schedule. I need a date. I don't take demands. It's going to be real hard to get in this schedule, baby. But if you have a really great idea of what we're going to go do and stuff, maybe, hey, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so focused right now, you guys. I'm so focused, and I'm in love with the idea of my future and making it happen. These manifestations have been manifesting and happening. Carol said, Big Dog, that's not a question. What's your question? Art fam? Your question is, I have no question. Best to you, champ. Thank you. I love you guys all. Did I touch base on everything that we need to know right now? Oh, I forgot another question about the dating. When you do date people, am I going to put them on my YouTube as well as when I'm in a relationship? That's a hard question. Eventually, I feel like whoever I'm in a relationship will have to be on my YouTube sometimes. Now, how involved they want to be, that's up to them. But I'm not going to be like pausing and cutting just because you walked across, eventually when we live together. Like, I'm not doing all that. Okay? Dating, I don't know. It will have to be with people I trust. I've thought about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I ever want to go on a vacation with somebody, I'm not doing that right now, but if I did, or if I wanted to go on a date and I wanted to vlog my date, I might do that. I don't know if I'll show the actual person. They would have to earn a lot of respect for me to show their face. I might even put their voice in their hands, but if you want that face in there, buddy, I mean, you got to pull out all the stops and it's got to be consistent. Okay? Not just one day, not just 3 months. I'm talking about for real. Because that last breakup was like, oh, God. Okay? All right, guys. I love you all. I'm about to log off. Thank you for watching my Q&A. If we have any more questions, go ahead and slap them in here, in the comments of here. I'm going to do one more. Okay? I'm not answering the stuff that I already answered. It will be a part 2 coming in a day or 2. But because I want to give you guys some time to like ask the questions, but put those questions down below and it'll be the same rules. If you do not put the questions down there or DM them to me or on my Instagram when I ask, you will have to send a super chat. Okay? You will have to send a super chat. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you all and have a fabulous, fabulous day.